Divine blessings are often misunderstood as solely material success, wealth, status, or outward prosperity, but a woman truly blessed by God reveals a much deeper, richer kind of favor. Her life may or may not include financial abundance, but what stands out most is her character, shaped by resilience, wisdom, compassion, and the quiet power to uplift others with humility and love. These are the marks of a woman who walks closely with God, whose heart has been refined by trials, and whose spirit shines with the light of divine favor. Resilience is one of the clearest signs of God's hand on a woman's life. She may endure hardship, loss, and disappointment, but she does not give up. Instead, she grows stronger with each challenge. Her resilience is not born of stubbornness or pride, but from a deep trust that God is with her and that her pain is never wasted. She believes in redemption even when the path is unclear. This ability to rise again and again, often in silence and without applause, is a powerful testimony of divine blessing. It shows that her strength is not her own, it is drawn from a well that never runs dry. Alongside resilience, wisdom becomes one of her most valuable treasures. This is not just intelligence or education, though she may have those too. It is a spiritual discernment, a quiet knowing of when to speak, when to listen, when to act, and when to wait. Her wisdom guides not only her own choices, but becomes a source of guidance for others. She is often sought out for advice, comfort, or prayer because people sense that she sees beyond the surface. Her words carry weight not because she tries to impress, but because they come from a place of prayer, experience, and spiritual maturity. Such wisdom is not learned overnight. It is a result of walking with God through both mountaintops and valleys. Compassion is another unmistakable trait. A blessed woman does not close herself off to the needs of others. Instead, she has a heart that aches for the hurting and reaches out without expecting anything in return. Her compassion moves her to serve, to give, and to stand with those in pain. She may volunteer, mentor, comfort, or simply be present, but everything she does is rooted in genuine care. This kind of love reflects the heart of God and touches lives in ways that words cannot fully express. Perhaps the most beautiful sign of her blessing is her ability to uplift others with humility and love. She does not need to be the center of attention. Her confidence is quiet but strong, and she uses her gifts not to elevate herself, but to build others up. She celebrates others' successes, encourages the discouraged, and offers grace freely. Her humility is not weakness, it is strength under control. She walks in love, lives in truth, and serves with joy. This is what it means to be a woman blessed by God, someone whose life may not always be loud or lavish, but is deeply impactful, eternally valuable, and full of light. A woman blessed by God is a remarkable reflection of divine grace, strength, and purpose. Her life is not measured merely by outward accomplishments or recognition, but by the quiet, powerful way she moves through the world. Her grace is not superficial elegance, but a deep inner beauty that shines through her kindness, her patience, and the way she treats others with compassion and respect. She carries herself with a calm confidence, not boastful or proud, but rooted in the knowledge that she is deeply loved and chosen by God. Her actions reflect this grace in every aspect of her life, from the way she nurtures her family and supports her friends to how she uplifts even strangers with a gentle word or a warm smile. Strength is another hallmark of a woman blessed by God. This strength is not loud or aggressive, but steadfast and unshakable. She may face trials, setbacks, and heartaches, but she rises every time, not because life is easy, but because her foundation is firm. Her strength comes from her faith, a faith that is not dependent on circumstances, but anchored in trust in God's promises. When storms come, whether in her personal life, in relationships, or in her career, she does not crumble. Instead, she leans into prayer, draws wisdom from Scripture, and believes that even in the darkest moments, God is working for her good. Her resilience is an inspiration to those around her, reminding them that it is possible to go through fire and come out refined rather than burned. Purpose is also deeply ingrained in her identity. She does not drift through life aimlessly or chase after things that fade. Instead, she seeks to understand why she was created and how she can serve. Whether she is a mother, a teacher, a leader, a caregiver, or a student, she brings intention to everything she does. She listens for God's guidance and aligns her goals with His will. Her life is not just about achieving personal success, but about making a difference in the lives of others. She builds, nurtures, teaches, and serves with a heart that reflects the love of God. Her time, energy, and talents are used not just for herself, but to bless others and glorify her Creator. Perhaps most notably, her presence brings peace. People feel safe around her, not because she has all the answers, but because her spirit is anchored. She is not easily rattled by the chaos of the world. Her peace is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of God within her. Her faith gives her a quiet confidence and a joyful hope, which naturally radiates to those around her. Whether she is offering a listening ear, encouraging a broken heart, or simply standing firm in truth, she becomes a vessel of peace, a light in dark places, and a reminder that God's blessings are not always loud. They are often gentle, enduring, and quietly powerful. Such a woman doesn't seek validation from the world because she knows that her value doesn't come from public opinion, social status, or fleeting praise. Her identity is firmly anchored in something far greater and far more enduring, the truth of who God says she is. In a culture that constantly pushes women to compare, compete, and conform, she chooses a different path. She listens not to the noise of the world, but to the quiet, powerful voice of her Creator. That voice tells her she is loved, chosen, and called for a purpose, and that truth shapes the way she lives her life. She does not feel the pressure to prove herself or chase after the approval of others. She is not driven by the need for likes, recognition, or applause, because her confidence is not based on performance, but on her position as a daughter of God. This gives her a quiet strength. Even when others overlook her or misunderstand her, she remains steady. Her peace does not depend on being seen, and her joy is not tied to external success. She walks with dignity because she knows who walks with her. Her steps are guided not by trends or opinions, but by faith and conviction. Knowing her worth means she can set healthy boundaries and say no to things that don't align with her purpose. She doesn't allow herself to be used, diminished, or defined by others' expectations. Instead, she embraces her God-given uniqueness. Whether she is leading a business, raising a family, studying, or serving in ministry, she brings her whole heart to it, not to earn approval, but because she knows her work has eternal value. Her calling may not always be glamorous or widely celebrated, but she understands that significance is not measured by the size of the platform, but by obedience to God's will. She is also able to celebrate others without jealousy because she is secure in her own calling. She doesn't need to compete because she understands that God's blessings are not limited. Her confidence is not arrogance. It's rooted in humility, a deep understanding that everything she has is a gift. She gives credit to God not because she has to, but because she genuinely knows she wouldn't be where she is without Him. Her confidence is grace-filled, lifting others as she walks in her purpose. This kind of woman is a light in a world full of insecurity and confusion. She leads by example, showing others that true freedom comes when you stop trying to be everything to everyone and start resting in the truth of who God created you to be. Her presence is steady, her voice carries wisdom, and her life reflects peace. She doesn't need the world's validation because she already has heaven's affirmation, and with that assurance she moves through life not just existing, but thriving. Confident, purposeful, and fully alive in the calling God has placed on her life. In conclusion, a woman blessed by God is not defined by the world's standards, but by the quiet, powerful evidence of God's hand on her life. She radiates grace, walks in strength, lives with purpose, and carries peace wherever she goes. Her blessings are seen not just in what she has, but in who she is: resilient, wise, compassionate, and confident in her identity. She does not chase validation because she already knows her worth in the eyes of her Creator. Through her life, others are encouraged, uplifted, and reminded of God's faithfulness. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on these signs of divine blessing. May each of us strive to walk in this truth, and may we continue to honor and celebrate the women who live as vessels of God's love and purpose. God bless you all.